Hello and welcome to Military Reports. In today's episode we will speak about the top 4 superpowers in the Middle East. The all 4 armies that will be reviewed here have a different way in thinking and different quality for each one. Join us and let's deep inside to the new Middle East of 2021. The Middle East suffered long time from instability. Every few years a new power rise in different countries in the area, what made the Middle East a very dangerous place and forces the countries in the region to constantly strengthen and improve militarily and politically. Military Reports ideology, the battlefield has changed. It's not about the size anymore. We can look back on the last 80 years. There are many examples of a small army that was able to win despite the size differences. Tech took the big spot in the field. Money can help the military buy new advanced weapons. Not just, the Alice platform took a big spot too. Most of the modern wars. Our method is to test the power of states by 4 points. Military power, size and tech. Domestic policy, economy, manpower and patriotism. Foreign policy and alliances, and relative military superiority. Let's start. In the 4th place, Saudi Arabia. History, Saudi Arabia is one of the richest countries in the world, with huge oil resources which allow them to put a $56 billion defense budget. Global ranking, 24. The Saudi army has 250k active soldiers, with 790 aircraft, 177 of them are fighters jets, 1100 total tanks, and 55 naval assets. Saudi is the biggest buyer of U.S. military weapons, which rises the Saudi tech level of weapons. Saudi have the best economy in the Middle East, thank the oil recurses. 28 mil manpower, with a degree of 6/10 for patriotism. The Saudi foreign policy has changed quite a lot in the past. Recently Prince Mohammed bin Salman got the crown. He is more modern than his father. He made an Alice agreement with the US. He also ambition about making the same with Israel because of the shared enemy Iran. Saudi relative military superiority is the huge budget that the country can provide to the military. It's a huge advance over the other counties, with the ability to buy the most advanced weapon in the world from the US. In 3rd place, Iran has the biggest population in the area. Not long ago Iran was one of the modern countries in the Arabic or Muslim in the Middle East. That changed after the Ayatollah regime took over the Iranian government, which made the country more religious and hostile to the Western world. Global rank, 21. The Iranian army has 940k total military soldiers, with a total of 470 aircrafts, 137 of them are fighter jets, 1600 tanks, and 400 naval assets. Because of the change of the Iranian policy against the Western world, and despite the size, most of the Iranian weapons are old and weak. Some new weapons coming from Russia are self-made. Tech level is low. The Iranian economy is getting worse every year. The people are struggling to live a humble life in the country and still, the defense budget is pretty low, 6.3 billion. The Iranian foreign policy is to take over a geographic advance and get a political advance by slowly taking over some weak countries like Syria, to get closer to the enemy border, Israel, but despite that, Iran has no big allies or any coalition to help them. Iran relative military superiority is the missile arsenal. Analysts say that they are close 2 years for a nuclear weapon, that can give them the biggest advance. In the 2nd place, Egypt has suffered a lot of losses in the past. Over the years they realized different ambitions. They changed the target and invest a lot of money in the military, to grow the size and the tech, mostly from the US. The Egyptian army has over 1 mil personal soldiers, 1100 total aircraft, 337 of them are fighter jets, with 4,100 tanks and 320 naval assets, 2 aircraft carriers. USA weapons give them high-tech weapons. They put a huge budget for the Navy and now they have the most advanced Navy and biggest in the area. The Egyptian economy is quite good, with over 80 million manpower and gas resources. They put a defense budget of 4.5 million, and high patriotism people in the country. The foreign policy now is to ally with strong armies in the area to deal with Turkey. Relative military superiority surely will be the Navy, with 2 aircraft carriers, advanced submarines, and fighter ships. In the first place, Israel, a small and quite young country. However, the Israeli people have huge experience with wars. Since the establishment of the state, Israel has had over 10 wars, survived wars with the countries in the area, which with the close relationship with the USA made Israel to superpower in the area. Global rank 15. With a strong economy based on high-tech industry. Israel produces a military budget of about $16.5 billion. With 650k total soldiers, 600 total aircraft, 250 are fighter jets, 1700 tanks, most of them are Merkava, Israeli self-made tanks and maybe the best in the world. It is important to note that the level of technology of Israeli weapons is one of the highest in the world, a combination of self-production and relatively cheap purchase of the most advanced American weapons in the world. Israel has always tried to ally with Middle East countries, with peace agreements with Egypt and Jordan, UEA, and maybe with Saudi Arabia give Israel a big advance with a strong coalition. Israeli relative military superiority will be the nuclear weapon that the country has developed in the late 60s feet, not just, the experience and the high-tech weapon made Israel the strongest in the area, as long Egypt will stay an ally. If not, we will see a big war between regional superpowers. Thank you for watching our video. Please help us and click subscribe, like and leave a comment.